Sometimes in life, the quietest person in the room carries the loudest strength. And when that strength is tested, when someone crosses the line, it can shake the entire world around them. This story is about a girl everyone underestimated, until the moment she stood up and changed everything. It was an ordinary Monday morning at Eastwood High School. The hallways buzzed with chatter, laughter, and the occasional slamming of lockers. Students rushed from class to class, some eager to learn, others simply eager for the day to end. Among the crowd was a girl named Lena, a 16-year-old with soft brown hair that often fell in front of her face. She walked quietly, hugging her books close to her chest, trying not to draw attention to herself. Lena had always been the shy one, the kind of girl who avoided eye contact, spoke only when necessary, and seemed invisible in a school full of noise. But if you looked closely, you'd notice something different about her. Behind her gentle eyes was a quiet resilience, a strength forged by hardship that no one knew about. Unfortunately, one person did notice her, not for her strength, but for her silence. His name was Derek, the school's notorious bully. 17 years old, tall, broad-shouldered, and loud, Derek thrived on making others feel small. He'd built a reputation over the years for shoving kids into lockers, mocking their appearances, and humiliating anyone too afraid to fight back. For Derek, power meant control. And control meant targeting those who wouldn't resist. And Lena. Lena seemed like the perfect target. That morning, as Lena made her way to her first class, Derek spotted her in the hallway. His grin widened. "Hey, Mouse," he called out, his voice echoing over the crowd. "Were you going so fast? Scared I might step on you?" A few students chuckled nervously. Others lowered their eyes, pretending not to notice. That was the cruel truth of high school. People saw, people knew, but no one wanted to get involved. Lena kept her head down, clutching her books tighter, hoping if she ignored him, he'd get bored. But Derek thrived on reactions, and silence was the one thing he couldn't stand. He stepped in front of her, blocking her path. "What's wrong, Mouse? Lost your voice again?" He reached out, flicking one of her books from her hands. It hit the floor with a thud. A ripple of laughter spread through the hallway. Lena bent down quickly, her cheeks flushing red as she reached for her book. But before she could pick it up, Derek's hand shot out, grabbing her wrist tightly. And in that exact moment, those 10 seconds, everything changed. To the students around, it was just another bullying incident. But to Lena, it was the line that could never be crossed. The memories flooded back. The years of being overlooked, the time she stayed silent while her world fell apart, the strength she had to build alone after losing her father and watching her mother work 2 jobs just to survive. She wasn't weak. She had never been weak. She had just chosen peace, until now. Her eyes lifted slowly, locking onto Derek's with a calm intensity that startled him. It was the first time anyone had ever seen Lena look directly at him without fear. "Let go," she said softly, but there was steel in her voice. Derek smirked, tightening his grip, expecting her to squirm. Or what? What happened next was something no one in that hallway would ever forget. In one swift motion, Lena twisted her wrist, breaking free from his grasp with a technique so precise it left Derek stunned. Before he could react, she stepped forward, using his own weight against him, and with a sharp shove, Derek stumbled back into the lockers with a crash. The hallway went silent. Derek, the school's unstoppable bully, had been taken down in seconds, by the shy girl no one thought would ever fight back. But this story isn't just about that one moment. It's about what happened after. Derek scrambled to his feet, his face red with embarrassment. He charged forward again, but something in Lena's steady gaze stopped him. She didn't flinch. She didn't cower. She simply stood her ground with a calm strength that made him hesitate. For the first time in his life, Derek felt the weight of his own weakness, the kind that hides beneath arrogance and cruelty. "Stay away from me," Lena said firmly. "And stay away from everyone else, too. We're not scared of you anymore." The crowd of students, who had always been too afraid to speak, suddenly felt a spark of courage. One by one, they stepped closer, not to fight, but to stand with her. The power Derek once held over the school was slipping through his fingers, and he knew it. That day marked a turning point. Not just for Lena, but for everyone. Of course, the story didn't end neatly. Challenges followed. Derek tried to regain his control through intimidation, but the moment had already changed things. Teachers got involved, the school began to crack down on bullying, and Derek was forced to confront his actions. He wasn't a monster, he was a boy carrying his own pain, hiding it behind cruelty. Over time, with counseling and accountability, even Derek began to change. For Lena, the hardest challenge was adjusting to her new identity. She was no longer invisible. People saw her now not just as the shy girl, but as someone brave, someone strong. It was overwhelming, but it also taught her something she would carry for the rest of her life. True strength doesn't come from fighting, it comes from standing up when it matters most. And so, Lena's story spread through the school like wildfire. She never asked to be a hero, but by choosing courage over silence, she inspired others to speak up, to stand tall, and to believe that even the quietest voice has power. Her life didn't suddenly become perfect, she still faced struggles, still fought through doubts, but she walked through those hallways differently now. Shoulders back, head held high, no longer afraid of being seen. Because she knew the truth, one moment of bravery can change everything. Speech balloon now, I want to hear from you. What would you have done if you were in Lena's place? Have you ever faced a bully or witnessed someone else being bullied? Share your story in the comments below, I read every single one of them. And if this story inspired you, remember, on this channel, we believe in kindness, courage, and standing up for what's right. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and join our community here at Be Kind Always. Together, we can spread stories that change lives. Glowing star.